What was that transition like moving over?
That was scary. Like, not sure like where my paychecks were coming from. It was different. I mean, even in real estate though, that's how it felt too.
Yeah.
You didn't know you had to wait for a deal to close before you got paid. So you work on something for 2 months to 2 years, depending on the project and if you get paid or not. And I just had too many times where I was like, spent money and time on a project and it never happened and wasted all that. You're not even allowed to stay the night up there. I've done it twice, once with permission and once without before we knew that we couldn't do it. But we went up in February and there was no one here. All right.
Ooh, I love that. I hope we see a bear.
Me too. We're actually in the woods.
We're off to see the wizard.
See any lions up there?
Tigers?
No, like mountain lions. They like to hide in these trees and pounce on us when we pass underneath them. This is a photography class, huh? Yeah, film photography.
Now, why'd you get a D?
I used that class to go get early lunch.
Hell yeah.
So,
You should have specialized in taking photos of lunch.
As a young kid, I was always fascinated with a camera. Video camera, still camera. We didn't have much. We didn't have a video camera. My dad would borrow one.
Oh, really?
From a friend for like when we go hunting or family trips.
Were you pretty close with your dad?
Yeah, pretty close. I mean, we worked together for 20 years.
Oh,
but he was pretty much a workaholic, like I am now. When I was a kid. So working with him, I actually got to learn about everything he did for the first 20 years of my life.
Wow.
Because I started working with him when I was 20.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. Left real estate at the age of 40 or 39 and
photography?
For photography, yeah.
What was that transition like?
I guess I was a little bit more in my 40s. Or no, I was I was like 39.
What was that transition like moving over?
That was scary. Like, not sure like where my paychecks were coming from. It was different. I mean, even in real estate though, that's how it felt too.
Yeah.
You didn't know you had to wait for a deal to close before you got paid. So you work on something for 2 months to 2 years, depending on the project and if you get paid or not. And I just had too many times where I was like, spent money and time on a project and it never happened and wasted all that.
Did you do commercial or residential or both?
Commercial, leasing, sales, and then we did some development, subdivision development, and land and shopping center development. But yeah, pretty much everything but actually selling a home.
What company were you with?
It was Prudential Real Estate Professionals and then Berkshire Hathaway.
Oh, with Gladys?
Yeah, Gladys was there.
Ah.
Yeah, I mean, my dad's been in the real estate since I was born, and I met Gladys when I was a little tiny kid.
Oh, really?
Running through the office.
That's crazy. She's the one who trained me up.
No, Gladys is a legend.
Oh, I love Gladys. She's like my grandma. She's the greatest. Have you ever watched Gordon Ramsay's shows?
Gordon Ramsay?
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen stuff that he's in.
There was an episode, one of them where like he travels the world to different countries. This is right before COVID, and he'll like try local stuff there. And then, so he goes up to Alaska, and he goes and gets, tries a couple of local things there. But there's this one time when he stops by this coastal island, and he talks to this tourism guy, and this guy's like, they scaled, like rock climbed up this big coastal mountain to this giant, it's like Cannon Beach, but way taller. And at the top of it, they were gonna make this tea. And he's like, there's this stuff up here called old man's beard.
Yeah, moss.
Yeah, they're like an old man's beard, and we're gonna make old man's beard tea, and that's what they went up there for, as if it's this rare thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's all over the forest.
Yeah. But they had it on the show as if it was this rare thing that he had to rock climb up a coastal rock to get.
Whatever country he was in.
Alaska.
Oh, Alaska?
But yeah, some juke just like ripped him off. I'll send you the video. It's pretty funny.
Trail maintenance. That's what it's called when you remove something from the trail. You just see all that. All's forgiven. All right, it's gonna be our first view on the trail.
Okay. What are we looking at? What are we gonna see up here, Zach?
Best to let it be a self-discovery for yourself.
Ooh. A little bit of self-discovery.
Life's good with a little mystery.
Sounds like college. Oh, wow. Wow, that is crazy.
Can't get that from television.
Damn. What a view.
You can see, look back where we were. Is that the van parked there?
Where? Over
where
there?
We were parked?
Oh, up there.
Straight across.
Yeah.
Looks like it. Washington has like the little tooth.
Yeah.
And then you can see right between North Sister and Washington, there's Broken Top.
That's Broken Top, yeah.
Yeah, normally you can't see Broken Top. You can see Diamond Peak way down there, like straight down. The farthest ridge you can see, you can just barely make out the mountain or the snow. And then going to the left, the next snowy peak's the Husband. And then we got the Three Sisters, Broken Top, just the top of it, and then Mount Washington, Three-Finger Jack.
Three-Finger Jack.
Three-Finger J. TFJ.
Ooh.
All right, so this is where we could see some animals.
Ooh.
With how open this is. Like some deer feeding or something, like down low.
Where are they at?
Near the tree line.
I'm trying to clap some mountain lion cheeks, you know?
Yeah, if we don't see any deer, that's because there's too many mountain lions.
It's kind of wild how many deer mountain lions kill.
Yeah.
I forgot the exact number, but I was watching a documentary on it and I was like, that is freaking crazy, just the amount of meat they consume.
I mean, over 100 each lion.
A year?
It's gotta be.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure it was.
Especially if it's a mom with kittens. Or it's really curious about us.
I'd be curious about us.
Of course you would.
It's like a half retarded mountain lion. What's that?
Mosquito repellent.
Yeah.
I think that lit it. Yep, she's lit now. Hold that guy.
Yeah, back off, skeeters.
Yeah, this will make like an invisible 15-foot dome of protection around us. It's the best mosquito repellent I've ever found.
Just call you Israel.
Dude, I'm serious. Like, you set this down like where you're sitting, like shooting photos or camp, and then you walk outside that bubble. Like, you might have one or two on you when you're sitting there at camp. They're like the kamikaze
skeeters,
crazy skeeters, but the rest of them are all outside of it. And you walk outside 10, 15 all over you.
Dang. That's crazy. I gotta get me one of those.
Thermacell. That's the brand. Not a sponsor, but hey, looking to be.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm bought and sold.
See? Yeah. There's another customer.
Another customer. You hear that? to the exec thermostat. What? What's it called?
Thermocell.
Thermocell.
Like thermometer.
Zachary Stone.
But then like cellular telephone, or like a cell, like a single celled organism. Ooh, look at the light right here, bitch.
Wow, that is cool.
So
holy shit.
Look, you can get the lookout, fire lookout in the background. Just a couple of settings.
That is beautiful.
Take off my Schwood sunglasses. Right there. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Trying to find that point with the shadow so I can sun star my sun. I'm just maybe not in the right spot to get it. I got all excited for that photo. Oh man, that's really blurry back there. Have to try and focus stack those. I normally don't like to alter my photos other than just light editing in Lightroom. Here's a beautiful little saddle right here.
Yeah, that is.
Oh,
how long do these flowers bloom, Zach?
They'll bloom as long as they have moisture. So if we don't get any rain or like cloudy weather, they'll dry up. Wait till next season. That's my guess. I'm not an expert. No one sue me for that.
We didn't quote you. You heard it from you heard it here first. Zachary Stone, flower expert, phlebotomist.
How good's your zoom?
It's only at 55.
55?
Yeah. I wish I could zoom in on your... Yeah.
Like if I was standing on that thing above the tree.
Oh, I could get you.
What's that look like with your lens?
Oh, you're talking about the tree? Yeah.
Oh, we're broke, Zach.
I should have bought my 105. Even the 53. Yeah. Oh, I do have it actually. Come on. I got it.
Yeah.
Shooting across, but I think, yeah, up here on this flat spot.
Okay.
That should be a good location too. So I think with the telephoto lens, you'll want to be just like set up, maybe even use the tripod.
These might go like 100 yards maybe.
These?
Yeah.
1,100.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man.
How far?
You guys can talk the whole time.
Yeah, it's like 1,000 feet. I think it's 11 hours of battery, or 10 hours of battery. It's like even those little rocks.
You want me to talk to you a little bit, Jesse, or you good?
Yeah, you want to talk for a bit? Here you go. Here. Yeah, try me. Actually, let me get some.
You don't need to carry it if you don't want.
Well, we're kind of in between.
Did you guys pack a victory beer?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I could just clip this, bro. Is it better if it's...
I just have mine with the magnet under the shirt.
Oh yeah, it probably catches a lot when it's moving like that.
Well, I was hoping it wouldn't pick up my heavy panting.
You just put it in the middle of the chest and it catches well?
Yeah. I've worn it on my hat. And it got it just fine too.
Oh, I might do that. It's dope. So Zach, when did you know? Are you recording? I should be. When did you know that you could truly do it for a living? Like when was a breakthrough point?
I mean, I'd always done like small projects because when I lived in Florida, I moved down there for 3 years. And when I lived down there, I did a lot of video and photos. And so I always had that want to use a camera to capture stuff. And really, like back then, I kind of knew what I was filming and what I was doing. I wouldn't be able to do my whole life, and documenting the different tricks.
Oh yeah.
Wakeboarding and wake skating is something I look back at now and I see like that. Like I'm glad I filmed so much.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad I moved down there to ride. And so when I moved back, I made a DVD called Not What You Think. And that was just a passion project.
Yeah.
So it took 4 years to film, 9 months to edit.
Wow.
And by the time it released in June of 2008, YouTube was kind of coming up more. Vimeo, it's like another YouTube video sharing site. And so people were streaming more stuff than they were. Mm-hmm. Can you grab that water bottle when you get a chance? Mm-hmm. We're streaming. So like DVDs were kind of dying.
Yeah.
But I made like a super long, like 250-minute long DVD. Because when I was a kid and a young adult watching DVDs of wakeboarding, snowboarding, skateboarding, they're all like under 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. Here and there you get one that's like 40.
There's no one really committed to like...
Yeah, like CKY, Bam and those guys, their videos were like dedicated, and that was kind of like my inspiration.
Yeah.
And like the style that I would do, just film us doing nonsense. Mm-hmm. Mostly legal.
Hell yeah.
I definitely had some notices going out in my neighborhood, like the HOA, saying, watch out for this and watch out for that. And I was like, oh, we better stop doing that.
So you did that. That kind of really instigated your passion.
Yeah, so that's where my passion for video and photos definitely was like, I want to do this more of. But then, 2011, I had a kid. Yep. And I was still wakeboarding a lot. I got hurt, broke my foot, hurt my knee. And so I took some time off, healed. And part of my healing was going hiking. I hadn't done it really in a long time. I grew up like hunting and hiking with my dad, backpack trips, but never as a 20-something.
So you fell in love with the outdoors?
Yeah, I rediscovered my love for the outdoors in my 30s. And yeah, here's a cool spot up here. Yeah. So I just started going out hiking more. I was getting that same feeling going out hiking that I get from wakeboarding. And I wasn't getting hurt as bad. I still got hurt out there in the woods, but it just developed into shooting photos of what I saw, and then people seeing those and then wanting to buy them. Oh, that's a good view. Yeah. And so that's where it kind of turned into trying to sell my art. And in 2018, we're fast forwarding, 2018, it's all about who you know. I have a friend who worked at a surgery center here in town. Mm-hmm. They just built a new building and they needed art for their walls. Mm-hmm. And they bought I want to say 27 or 29 different pieces of metal prints. And the check I got, I was like, holy crap, if I could do one of these a month, I can make a pretty good living and pay the bills.
Yeah.
So in 2018, January 1, I decided to see how many times I didn't have to go into the real estate office. And then pretty much did that for 2 years. And then 2020, made Zak Stone Photography a corporation. Oh yeah, it looks so good. Ooh, I love that tree.
So Zach, after you started doing photography full time,
yeah,
what was kind of the pathway? Because you mentioned that story of that guy who, bought a bunch of those aluminum photos from you.
Yeah.
But from there, that moment that you realized, oh, I could make this a business. So to you actually making it a business.
Prior to 2018, around 2014, 15, the Alibi Bar and Grill asked me to help them with social media. Wow, look how pretty this is.
This is beautiful. Oh, that's bear grass, right?
Yeah, up there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So they asked me to help them with content. So I was shooting the photos and then coming up with the caption and posting it for them.
Uh-huh.
So basically just managing it. That was my first client of social media management. I did that for about 6 months, and then Dalkey Construction. I was out to breakfast with my buddy Scotty, who worked for him at the time, and
I like Scott.
They wanted to up their social media presence and quality. So they asked me, they saw what I was doing with the Alibi and they really liked it. So they asked me to come on board with them. And that was that's been my longest client, because I still manage their social media and
really
shoot all their content. And so I started I did construction right out of high school for 2 years.
Uh-huh.
And so
what kind of construction?
Worked for Dalkey, worked for Pence Kelly, and worked for CD Redding. So industrial, concrete, commercial projects.
Wow, that's cool.
Not a lot of stick.
I did bridge construction for 8 years.
Okay.
7 years. So bridge and pavement.
Yeah. For a big outfit?
Yeah, I was with Knife River.
Oh yeah.
And then Wildish.
Okay.
Yeah, a long time. It's hard work.
It is.
Construction.
It is. And everyone that I worked with told me, don't do this forever, because they're older and their knees hurt and stuff. And I was young and my knees were about to hurt if I kept wakeboarding. And then, working with them, the companies that, the architects that designed the building,
yeah,
they see my work and then they would hire me for different jobs. So I just started getting different clients from all over. And then, some restaurants. I really like food photography too. That's always fun. Yeah, W. Wallace, Amadeus.
I love food.
Alley Cat. I shot for Ritter's once. Cozy, Root. Can I say the R word? Rudy's. But yeah, and then I, wanting to work with outdoor brands, I just started kind of tagging the brands of the stuff I was using, like the hammock, Grand Truck hammocks. This would have been 10 years with them, but they dissolved their ambassador program. Oh my gosh, that looks so cool.
Wow.
They dissolved their ambassador program, but they've still hired me to shoot content of different products, but just not the same way as before. But that was my favorite outdoor client.
Which one?
The hammock company, Grand Trunk. Because
that's pretty cool.
I've come up here and set up my hammock and just sat in it while the camera takes pictures and change the camera around and do it again.
That's kind of cool.
Or I'd have friends come out and just sit in the hammock while I shoot photos of them.
Oh, dude. If you look closely, you can see the wild Zak Stone in action. Now what we're going to do is we're going to sneak up on it and jam my thumb up his ass.
So I'm trying really hard not to step on any vegetation. That's why it was safe for me to go down there. Otherwise, everyone else will stay on the trail. Don't get off the trail. Welcome to the north side. Hey, camera gear.
Hey. No regard for human life.
Oh, go up there. What would you say is the coolest shot that you've done? Like the one you're the most proud of?
I base a lot of my photography on the experience I had while capturing it. Like, I'll look at a photo I've taken and I'll kind of know like where I was, what I was doing, how I felt. And for me personally, I see that side of the photo. And I think a lot of my photos, especially, I mean, I still get it now, but in the beginning, there was a lot of nervousness in my photos. Like, is this going to turn out? Even though you can see it on the back of your camera,
Yeah.
you still don't know what it's going to look like once you get it on the computer.
Huh.
And so, ooh, look at this little crick.
Oh, that's cool.
But I mean, like the 2017 eclipse, that was a lot of fun to capture.
Oh, yeah.
I camped out for like 8 days up above Detroit.
For 8 days.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that was a really neat experience.
Just to see that eclipse?
Yeah, just, well, because, you know, the news media made it all hyped up. And the location I wanted, I knew if people found it, it'd be a popular spot.
Oh, I see.
And thankfully, we had Marion County's finest turn the lights on and come up and pay us a visit because someone called the police on us.
Oh, no.
And so it kept everyone away.
Oh,
Yeah. And the cops are really nice.
did they let you do it?
They just, you know, being in the woods, 8 days, you're carrying a gun on you for protection. When I was scouting for my eclipse spot, I ran into a bear going through some rhododendrons. And so I knew the bears and lions were up there. I've been in the woods. There's on top of the pass, there's a lake by a mountain, Three-Fingered Jack. And I had a mountain lion behind me in the bushes, walking on a log, trying to sneak up on me because I was away from camp and it was coming to check us out. And I was shooting photos of like the stars and our campground. We had big trees around us and there was fire going. It looked really cool. I didn't have my gun on me yet. It was still in my truck. So I turned my headlamp around and it's like eyes are right there looking at me.
Oh, that must have been scary.
And it turns its head sideways and kind of just like creeps into the shadows. So I just like keep my headlamp on it and back up. Then I yell at the people by the camp. And one of them with a gun came up towards me. And then I went back and got my gun and went back towards the lion and kind of followed him down through the trees a little ways.
Wow.
And I saw him one more time. I could hear him walking on something with his claws, grabbing it.
Dang, that's a crazy story.
That was.
How far away was it from you?
I mean, me past that snow to that other stump. That's how about far
20 to
away.
30 feet?
Like 20, 30 yards, maybe 20 yards.
Dang.
I mean, enough to where I knew it could get on me in seconds.
Here's the real question. Do you think that you could take on a mountain lion? That's what the people want to know.
You know, I think as a person who's been in the woods a lot, that's something you do think in your mind of what would you do if something came at you. And I hope I could scare it away enough. But I mean, I got my pocket knife.
But do you think?
If I didn't have my gun.
What do you think of the odds?
Without a gun?
Yeah.
Just me hand to hand?
Yep, hand to hand. Combat.
I would be pretty mauled up, but I hope I could, you know, poke its eyeballs out. I mean, it only has a few points of contact where you could actually do harm.
Yep.
Genitals and
the eyes.
The eyes, but eyes run a risk of hitting that mouth.
So you gotta go for the genitals.
I mean, their paws and claws and their arms, they're so dang strong. And they got 4 of them. That's why I just wanted to carry a gun. A buddy and I did 18 miles one day.
Dude.
And we were just like, my watch died at mile 16. We were 2 miles away from the truck. But it was the most beautiful hike that we'd been on in a long time. Ran into 2 mountain goats, a mama bear with a cub. I think maybe some deer.
And I did like 20 some miles in a day. Also ran into 2 mountain goats.
Oh, in the enchantments?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
It was so cool. We got freaking off track. It was supposed to be like 18 miles. I think we ended up doing like mid to high 20s by accident. Idiots, dude.
Going off trail or just staying on and getting lost?
Yeah, I think we didn't know that the follow the rocks, you know how they do that in mountain ranges. Like
the ridge tops?
Yeah, like how they stack rocks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't until we were pretty deep into it that, oh, that's kind of the marker. You can see it in different places, but some places you just really have to look for them.
And head that direction.
Straight, yeah. I was so young and hiking that I didn't know that.
How long ago did you go up there?
Oh, like, probably when I was like 20, 21, so 8, 9 years ago.
Okay. Before it blew up.
The enchantments? Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
With popularity?
It was blowing up, yeah. And then I went back a couple years later and it was just, you can't go on the weekend.
Yeah.
Literally can't.
And you're just doing the day hike, not even the overnight permits.
Yeah. That's the only way you really can do it because the permits are so hard to get in the lottery system. You have to stay up there to get one for days. Or just go during the week, which is kind of go during the week, you still have a chance of not getting it.
Is it just first come, first serve at the trailhead?
For the lottery system?
No, just for the day use.
Oh,
or do you have to buy your permit?
Oh yeah, as many parking spots that are there. You can just get your day permit. Then you have to
this fell and stabbed the earth. Whoa. That's what we call a widowmaker. And it's this whole tree. Wow. That whole branch fell and stabbed and then it broke off.
Came from pretty high up there.
Forest detective.
Forest detective. Thank you for the breakdown.
Oregon, CSI. Willamette National Forest, CSI. CSI, Willamette National Forest. One of those takeaways.
Heard it here first, Zak Stone.
Woo! Starting to get some Goldie. Lesbian. I love this area. It's just like this neat little plateau.
Yeah. Nice.
Look at the girls.
Oh, this would be a good spot to camp. The girls.
So.
All right, Zach.
Yeah.
Was there ever a time when you didn't know if you were going to make it?
Oh yeah, like the first 2 or 3 years. Definitely were like the most stressful. Where I'd be like sitting at the Alibi, editing a photo, trying to think, how am I gonna get a client this week and shoot photos for, and someone would see me editing photos and like come look and be like, oh, that's a great photo. Do you have any photos of Mount Hood? And I'd like pull some up. Oh, can I buy that? And I'd sell a photo. So like, I think a lot had to do with just sticking at it, not giving up, and opportunities would present themselves. But also I was like taking every opportunity presented to me. Like I was shooting anything and everything I could that had a paycheck attached to it, or even had like trade for product or service.
So we're just getting into this, this world with photography, videography, and media as a whole.
Look where we came from, way over there.
A long ways to go, boys.
What would be one piece of advice that you'd give to us? Like knowing where we're at, what we're doing.
Well, you're already, you've proven that you guys can produce quality work. So like for me, it was like in the beginning, I had to prove, that's how I always felt. I needed to prove I could do the work to get the client. Yeah, and you guys have done that. You did a good job of this, starting out small, putting out what you could, and then, you've grown. I'd say consistency and transparency. Like, communication is the biggest key. If I have a client who I go out and shoot photos for all day long, and then I don't get them their photos for 2 weeks, and they think that I don't have a quick turnaround. When they don't communicate to me, hey, can we get a rush edit on these? Because typically I'm shooting photos all day long. There might be some days where I squeeze in some computer time, but most of my computer time is either on the weekends or after 5 o'clock. And I can't keep doing the after 5 o'clock and keep my wife and kids happy. So I've had to start really trying to cram all my work into an actual work time frame. A curse and a privilege of being a soul. That's a tree. I thought it was a pond right there. That's a tree. See that dark thing down there? A dark patcheroo. So yeah, communication and consistently putting out content, because once you stop, people are gonna be like, it's just like a restaurant. If they have like weird hours and their weird hours are not consistent, and their hours aren't even consistent, people aren't gonna know when to go there.
Yep.
People aren't gonna count on you to be open or to put out a video or a post if they can't expect it to be every day. It doesn't really have to be at the same time, I don't think. I think mixing it up is good on that, but I'd say consistency of producing content, where like sometimes you might have to, shoot for 3 days, edit for 2 days, but then have 2 weeks worth of content sitting in on the drive, ready to go.
I see. So maybe just having some backups, so that way when we don't have content for that day, we can still post something.
Absolutely. I mean, that's why they invented Throwback Thursday.
That's true.
During a crazy thunder and lightning storm.
First thing in the morning.
Yeah, like 4 a.m., 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I mean, hear it. And then I want to say a day later, you post a photo of the craziest. I still have it in my office to this day. I love that photo.
That photo's above my bed.
Yeah. Lightning bolt. Talk me through capturing something like that. How hard is it to catch a photo of lightning?
I mean,
is that a time lapse, or
the only way to do it is to have your shutter pretty much consistently open, but depending on how dark it is, you don't want a long exposure. So I think shoot between 4 and 8 seconds, somewhere in there, like 6 maybe, depending on what time of day it is.
Yeah.
Because if it's cloudy and it's daytime, you got to shoot like maybe a 2 or 4 second exposure, but you got your f-stop cranked to like 18 or 20.
Yeah.
So it reduces the amount of light, but you still get a lot of light. But yeah, so that night, I just saw the lightning storm way off to the northwest out over the ocean. And I just started photographing it, and it just drifted right down south and towards me and got closer and closer. I got one photo where there's like, oh my gosh.
What?
One photo where there's like 5 lightning bolts hitting the water. Oh my gosh.
So did you see a storm coming in that night for that lightning?
Yeah, I was there shooting the Milky Way. And so when the storm was way off in the distance.
Oh, so you didn't know that you were there shooting the Milky Way just to shoot, and then you saw a storm eventually coming in?
Yeah, so I want to say that morning I was east of Bend at the Pine Mountain Observatory area. We camped for the Milky Way. It ended up snowing on us. This was in October. So we packed up, drove all the way to Nesquin, caught sunset at Nesquin on the beach with the ghost forest. And then my buddy and I went to Pacific City and went down on the beach there and set up. He ended up going home. But that same night, I was walking on the beach with my headlamp off, and bioluminescent algae was going off.
No way.
Yeah, so that's what's in the photo too, like crashing in the waves.
Yeah.
Zach, why do you live in Salem?
Where my roots are. Family. I like it there. I like the community. I like the relationships that I've built. I've thought about moving, but I don't want to be away from family and good friends. And, you know, I think that's the key to existence, is being around people that you like to be around, especially like positive people who, you know, support, lift you up, encourage, say don't give up when you're ready to turn around and stop hiking, even though we're almost to the top. And the sun's almost set.
Hi, Zach. Here's another good one.
Dude, did we miss the trail?
No.
We did. We missed the split in the trail.
How long ago?
Long time ago.
I was going to say 2 miles.
All the way back here. Just realized we've been hiking a long ways in the wrong trail. We missed the cutoff.
He was giving us such great...
I was like, we should have been there by now.
Yeah, we had some great stories though.
We got good, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Let's come over here real quick. We might just do it here and then hike back.
Are you sure?
Yeah, for the amount of time. There should be a view.
Zach, I vote we go back. We can make it time.
Oh, that's the ridge right there.
All right, here's...
Yeah. I'm just kidding. I don't litter. Littering and...
Yeah, you're canceled for that. We're gonna crop the you picking it up out.
I'm canceled.
Oh, let's have those victory beers.
Yeah, I just cannot show this on anything where my gal would see, since I have taken a sabbatical.
You hear that, Leah?